Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Mountain Blade Warband Anno 1257. And it is actually Anno 1258 right now. Yes, it is January 26th in the year of our Lord 1258, and you may be wondering why we are all standing around Constantinople. Well, that is because I just abandoned the siege of Constantinople. Why would I do that? Well, there are 850 troops in the city, and I, as Marshal, am commanding the entire force of the Roman Empire of Nicaea, and we are simply not enough. I think we're going to need about 3,000 troops to really have a shot at the assault, and my men kept losing morale because of composition and lack of food. So next time I decide to siege Constantinople, I'm going to need to at least bring a ton of food to last a month, because we certainly won't have enough troops to assault. Marshal, you say. Marcus, what? You are Marshal? What's been going on? Well, what I did was I figured the last few episodes have been kind of a little stale. We were doing the same things over and over again. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to play a little bit on my own to get us to a point where there's something new going on. And I was right. For a while, not much really happened. I was running around, gathering troops, making money, fighting in tournaments, doing the usual stuff. And then it just happened so quickly. What took place was the Marshal at the time, well, let me give you some history first. So, at one point, the city of Aleppo, which belonged to the Ilkhanate, was taken by the Latin Empire. Somehow, despite being reduced to only one city and 2 villages, they can routinely muster up groups of men numbering about 500, which has been a threat to us and everybody around, but at the time they were at war with the Ilkhanate. There was actually a quite trying period where we were at war with the Ilkhanate, and I had my castle sieged, which was a real pain in the butt, but I managed to take care of it, and finally there was peace, which was good. But anywho, so the Latin Empire took Aleppo from the Ilkhanate. So our Marshal organized our army to march on Aleppo, but we didn't march on Aleppo. We actually marched on the villages around Aleppo and just raided them. But I noticed that there were only 75 troops guarding Aleppo. Now at the time, I had about 100 troops, which I knew to be not enough. Plus they were all cavalry. So I thought, what am I going to do about this? So I knew that I had pretty good relations with the Emperor, with Michael Palaeologos, and with the Marshal, Georgios Mouzalon. So I went to each one of them in turn, and I said, hey, I have an idea. Let's attack Aleppo. And they all three poo-pooed me. The Emperor said, I'm sorry, but I should be giving you orders, not the other way around, so shove off. And Mouzalon said, I'm too busy. I have my course of action, and I'm going to follow it. And my father-in-law, Mikhail, he was just, leave me alone. So I said, you know what? Screw you guys. So I found 4 of the minor lords, and I called them my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and they're the guys that I didn't really know much about, just that I was able to beat them every time there was a tournament, and they were kind of just cannon fodder for me. But I figured, you know what, they're young, they probably don't have impressive lands or prestige, maybe they'll listen to me, right? And they were Georgios Agolon, Ioannis Philatropenos, Nikolaos Aprios, and Nikephoros Blemidis. And I asked each of them in turn, hey, will you follow me for a moment? And they all said the same thing. You know what? Sure, we'll do that. Just don't, we're trusting you, and we'll take it personally against you if anything bad happens. So I led the 4 of them and myself against Aleppo. We stormed the castle, and we conquered it. So then there was a tournament in Smyrna. So I went to this tournament, and I asked around, who do you think should get Aleppo? And everyone, even Mikhail and the Emperor and Mouzalon, they all said, you should get it, because you're the one that conquered it. So you are now listening to, I was going to say looking at, but that's not entirely correct, listening to the new lord of the city of Aleppo. That is correct. And I'm very happy about that. So almost immediately after that happened, I was named the Marshal, just out of the blue. The Emperor said, hey, will you be Marshal? And you can't really say no, because the game warns you. It says if you say no, you probably won't ever be offered anything else again. So of course I said yes. The problem is we're only at war with the Latins, and they only have Constantinople, which is really too hard for us to crack at this point in time. I don't want to declare war on anybody else, especially the Ilkhanate, and they have Christopolis, Gallipoli, Castoria, and Janina. They took Christopolis from Venice. So really the only one besides the Latins who I could go against would be Hungary, and you know, they're pretty powerful. As you can see, they're already taking away Romania, or whoever these guys are. It's probably not Romania, the Golden Horde. So Hungary's being quite awesome, although they've been taken away from here. So I have to put up appearances. I can't just sit around and do nothing. So I'm leading the troops against Constantinople. But again, I found out that my men were just going crazy. In fact, I have way too many. The Armenians, unfortunately, are Catholics. And then I have a pirate. I took a whole bunch of people from a battle because I needed troops. But they're all fighting with each other, and it's just kind of screwing everything up. So I canceled the siege, and now I'm going to speak with... That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak with Demetrius, who is kind of my second in command. And I'm going to use him to send a messel. I'm going to use him to send a message to all of my vassals, or to the vassals of Emperor Lascaris, to end the campaign and return home. Okay? So that's that. I can mounted archers, sure, wonderful. Greek javelineers, wonderful. Archer. Armenian lesser nobles. Or wait, no. No, I'm sorry, the Armenians are Orthodox. They're cool. It's the Georgians. The Georgians who are Catholics. But also I have Italian troops here, Latin troops. I just got a whole mishmash. Militia crossbowmen. Turkoman, they are Catholic, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but there you have it. And Alexander. What can you tell me about your skills? It looks like he has a big giant nose, doesn't it? Alright, strength 15, agility. So what do I want from you? Having 2 points with intelligence would be useful. But more strength would be useful too. More agility would be useful. Agility it is. So, Iron Flesh. And one-handed weapons. And maybe, what would you be better at? Crossbows or archery? Oh, crossbows. Let's stick with that. Alright, good. So, now that the campaign is over, I guess it could be considered a victory. We crushed an army of Latins and we sieged the city for a week, you know? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Nicaea and we're going to buy some prostitutes because my men are quite grumpy. But I don't know how to make my nation stronger. I know how to increase my leadership and make it so that I can carry more troops, but I don't know how to carry that on to the other lords of the empire. So this is all new to me, you know, being a marshal. It's not something that I'm used to. So we're going to recruit some volunteers. And why, Marcus? Why are you recruiting volunteers? Well, because I need to defend these cities of mine. And the cool thing about defending cities is it doesn't matter if they're all different religions. It's not a problem. They get along just fine. It's only when they're traveling with you that matters. So I can get all these mishmashy random guys and throw them in the cities, and we're good to go. Do I have any more selling? Oh, I do. Oh, and I got a barded destrier from one of the Latin lords that I unhorsed, so I'm going to give that to one of my companions at some point. Really? That's all I have? Huh. Surgery and trainer. Okay, good. Alright, so there you have it. The cool thing about having Aleppo is I can build another manor, which means more money. Okay, good. They're stopping following me. I didn't like that. Hopefully the video will be okay on this one. The last episode, well, the last one that I recorded, well, no. The last one that you have seen at the time of my recording of this had random black screens just pop up, and I'm not even sure why. So hopefully that will not happen again. It hasn't happened before, so one can only hope. My family is still at Sardis. I feel like Sardis is safe. Aleppo is kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. It's like, if you're familiar with the Frank Herbert book Dune, it's kind of the situation where the Atreides have Caladan, but they're invited to go to Dune, or Arrakis. There is a lot of opportunity in Aleppo, and it certainly is a better city than Sardis, but it's also a lot of danger. So let's manage the garrison. I stripped this garrison pretty heavily to fill up Aleppo, and I made some mistakes too. I put a whole bunch of my elite troops in Aleppo before the city belonged to me, because I figured they said they were going to give it to me, so I figured, okay, I'm going to get it. Then they did give it to me, but all of my troops were like ceded to the city, so then when I took control of the garrison, they all disappeared. And on top of that, the city hates me. Like, Aleppo really hates me because I took over the garrison. So let's go with, no, I want to train up the urban levy. Archer, I want to train him up too. Well, no, Archer's fine. Senior militia archer, sure. Turkoman, yep. Gisarm, yep. Definitely the pirate. Yep. Italian crossbowman. Balkan mercenary, who are Catholic, by the way. Mediterranean bandit. Armenians are cool. Okay, so everybody here is Greek, which is good, and we have plenty of guys guarding Sardis Castle for the moment. And I move my prisoners here too. Okay, go back. The only thing I can do to Sardis at this point requires 80,000 gold, which I don't have, and that is to improve the fortifications. So I'm nowhere near being able to do that. But for the second half of this episode, let's go over and look at my new possessions in Aleppo. Actually, first let's go and see if we can't get rid of these prisoners. Nope. Oh yeah, they're Balkan mercenaries. Traveler. Are you belligerent drunk by any chance? No. Okay. Hello. Oh, okay. So we're still under the effects of the first one. 4 Greek urban levies. I have to recruit troops every time I head over to Aleppo because there aren't any. I mean, I could go around, I guess, recruiting like Levantine troops, but I'd like to keep most of it Greek if I can. I also can't recruit any more Mongolians. The guy who likes me, who lives in Iconium, his Mongolians are empty. And the Mongolians elsewhere belong to another guy, the king of Armenia, who, despite being an Orthodox like me, doesn't like me enough to let me have Mongolians. I don't know why, but so it is. But this is my favorite city, Erminak. It belongs to the Ilkhanate, and come on. Come on, go to Erminak. And I can recruit Armenian cavalry. Now, if you recruit a Mortatos Anatolikon Cavalariae anywhere else, they will be Muslim. But if you recruit them here, with a little cross, they are Orthodox. And they are really great cavalry, and they level up really quickly. Much faster than mine, which take forever to become cataphractoi. Which, by the way, I lost. Oh, it breaks my heart. I lost 50 cataphracts because I accidentally gave up the garrison at Sardis. And they don't even give you a little window that says, are you sure you want to do this? It was just a misclick, and I lost 50 cataphractoi, and I was so upset. It was the most terrible thing. Alright. Aleppo is actually really easy to defend. Basically, it's this giant canyon with a little bridge over it. So you just put your javelin guys and archer guys at the end of the bridge, and I was attacked by a Latin force of 500. I was guarding it with 150, and we crushed them. It was amazing. So Aleppo was relatively easy to defend. Frankly, I was lucky that I conquered it. The villages don't belong to me. They gave them to random lords. I think Ioannis Dukas got Manbij. I don't know necessarily who got Qual at Jabbar. But So, Aleppo. My home away from home. The population is against you, -23. What I like to do is I like to go to the tavern. I like to go to the tavern guy. It's going to take forever and lots of money, but I can buy everyone a drink for 1,000 gold. And they end up liking me 1 point. 1 point more. Georgian horse archers, huh? Sure. Oh no, I forgot they're Catholic. Okay. So now they're only -22. So slowly but surely I'm getting there. Although I'm going to fail a quest pretty soon. I stupidly picked one of those quests where you try to find the bandits, and I've looked all over the place. They're nowhere around here. So, yeah. Manage the garrison. We have 450 troops guarding this place. Greek medium javelineers, Greek archers, medium spearmen, medium swordmen. I basically keep things. I normally keep the light spearmen until they're medium, mostly, but I have some Balkan mercenaries, some Mediterranean bandits, basically whatever I can. Oh, 5 cataphracts are here. That's cool. And some lancers. So I'm going to put my archers here. Basically all the infantry and the light spearmen. Although I wish I could have trained them up to be medium. And the javelineers. Okay. I think that's everybody who isn't mounted. Nope. Medium. Javelineers. You know what? That's what I'm going to do with the end of the episode. I'm going to load up on all the javelin guys and hopefully train them to be better at being javelin guys. So let's just see. I can invest into a regional manor once I have some more money, which I don't. So let's wait here for nighttime, and then hopefully some of these guys will get enough experience to be moved up. And as Marshal, I'm supposed to be continually doing attacks. I'm not even sure what to do. I kind of wish I wasn't Marshal right now. I wish they would have given it to me a bit later when I had a bit more of a handle on things. Because, I mean, I can't just sit around doing nothing as Marshal. I have to lead. I have to lead troops. But I do have Aleppo now, and I can get to my lands through boat if the Ilkhanate ever goes to war with us. Or the Crusader states, I guess, but I really don't want to fight the Ilkhanate. Ah, there we go. 10,000 training, nice. Okay, 2 more Lancers, 2 more Archers, and 36. Alright, so let's go up to 10, or up to 13, that's fine, and then all the rest Archers. Alright, and 4 Armenian nobles, excellent. So we're going to put you guys back for right now. And you guys, just to improve the quality of troops a little bit, although they're very expensive to maintain. It's ridiculous how much money it costs to maintain these guys. You want to take a look at my castle? It looks just like everybody else's castle, except my flag is flying from the top. There's my Chancellor. He's a cool guy, but I don't need him for anything right now. And the Constable will tell us all about the composition. Alright, so Aleppo has 377 soldiers. I'm sorry, I said 450. It was 350, and now it has 377. And it breaks it down by type. Again, they all get along just fine together, so that's perfectly okay. Sardis has only 195. So I have 572 soldiers in 1 town and 1 castle, and in addition, I have 103 soldiers traveling with me. I set the taxes to very low, but it didn't improve the city's opinion of me, and I wasn't making any money, so I raised them up to low. I guess I could put them at normal. I'm not sure exactly what taxes do exactly. I know if you set the taxes of your manor low, your manor grows more quickly, which is great, but for a city like this, I'm not sure. But we have an income of 12 dinar. Well, that's no good. But we have 27 in the treasury, no debts. Aleppo, the population isn't against you. Tax rate is low. The troops' wages, 5,367, and we're not making any money. But we are. That's an error in the mod. We are making money. Then we have Sardis and Sardis Castle. Now I wonder, Aleppo as a town, I noticed that Chonai built a village. So at some point I should be able to build a village, but I don't know how I can do that. So maybe it just comes up later. I'm not sure. It's because we have managed this town, but I can't do anything. As you can see here, I built my messenger post and my prisoner tower, but I cannot build a village. So I'm not sure how exactly that works. Invest in regional manors. So 10,000 for a manor. I don't want to spend it just yet. And I will do some quests for the guild master to make him like me, but we still have the current job. What if I can't finish it? Well, just do your best to finish it. Shut up, dude. Alright, well, so that's the situation. Marcus is moving up in the world. He now is the lord of a rather large town and the marshal of the kingdom, although again, being marshal is kind of not necessary right now. There's really no place, unless I decide to declare war on somebody, there's really no place that we can conquer. So it seems kind of silly to conquer Larissa and start a war with the Hungarians. I'd rather just have my men raise their troops so that we can eventually conquer Constantinople, even if it means sitting outside the gates for 25 days. But we shall see. So, once again, I'm Marcus Aurelius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.